Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 14 of CPTSD on the Road to Recovery with Pop Woodman. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at 5 ways that complex PTSD warps time. It's an issue that a lot of folks with CPTSD deal with, how we understand time, how we feel time, how we experience time. And there's 5 different things we're going to look at today. The first one is you feel like time is constantly running out. You just feel like you can never get caught up. Time's running out to get stuff done. You're always falling behind. And you've probably heard the old saying, the faster I go, the behinder I get. I think that's kind of one way of describing this symptom of CPTSD is you just feel like there's never enough time to get anything done that you need to get done. So that's another way of, warping our time. It just feels like we just can't keep up no matter how hard we're trying. The second one is you feel the past as if it's happening right now. And this is probably one of the major time warps, if you will, when you think about emotional dysregulation. When you become emotionally dysregulated, you feel like the past is right now. The traumas you experienced when you were young or years ago, they flash back, and it feels like it's going on right now. You feel like you're stuck in the past, almost kind of like a time travel type of thing, that you go back to when things were not great and there was a lot of things that you were experiencing, and it feels as if it's happening today. Not like it happened 20, 30, 40, even 50 years ago, but it feels like it's happening today and it's affecting you today. A third symptom or a way of warping time is you lose hours or days. You've probably experienced this. I know I have. I've gotten to the point, sometimes where I just kind of get so disoriented, and that I just kind of sit. Sometimes it'll be all morning. I got stuff to do. I need to get done. All kinds of things on the agenda, but I just can't get myself to do it. And I go off into something else that, whether it just be sitting around thinking, just shutting down, whatever it may be, but I lose hours. I can't say as I've ever lost days, but boy, hours at a time, yeah. Just like, where'd the morning go? Where was I? I had stuff to do. Why didn't I get it done? This is another one of those ways that CPTSD warps time for us. We just lose track of time. And the fourth one of the ways that CPTSD warps time is you feel the future is either frightening or non-existent. And this one can be truly problematic, that you just don't see a future, or you're afraid of the future. You just can't comprehend the future in your own mind. You just can't see beyond yesterday and today. You're stuck. And, when you think about the future, if you're afraid of what might be happening, it's frightening to you. You don't want to enter into the future. You want to stay right where you're at, where there's some sense of comfort. And when you stop and think about it, if you start thinking, well, there is no future. In other words, there's no hope. There's nothing coming. It is what it is today. What I'm experiencing is what I'm experiencing. And it's not going to get better. It's not going to change. I don't know if I even have it tomorrow. And, when you're in this kind of mood, you can definitely start thinking about maybe not being here tomorrow. And that's not good. We all want you to be here tomorrow. We all need to be here tomorrow, Lord willing. But the hard thing is we find ourselves frightened by the future or thinking there is no future. And that really warps time for us as well. Another way that time is warped for people with CPTSD is you can't tell how long it takes to do things. you think you've got all kinds of time. The next thing you know, there is no time. You've run out and you haven't even gotten halfway through a project or things like that. One of the things that, when I look back on my younger years, when I used to do mechanical work on my own cars and when I used to build things, I always thought, oh, I know how long it'll take to get this particular thing done, and then I'll be ready to go on to the next. And more often than not, it turned out, nope, took a lot longer than I expected. And other times, things went a lot quicker than I expected because I just didn't have, my apologies, been dealing with a cold the past couple days. Sometimes we think things are going to take longer than they do. Sometimes they move quicker than we thought, and we get discombobulated in our day trying to sort things out and pack things in and get things done, and then we run out of time and we find ourselves extremely frustrated that we didn't accomplish the things we wanted to do in any particular day or time. So there's 5 ways that complex PTSD warps time for the person with complex CPTSD. Let's go over them real quick again. Number 1, you feel like time is constantly running out. You feel as if the past is happening right this minute. And you lose hours or days. It's not like you black out, but you just don't function. And then the 4th, you feel like the future is either frightening or non-existent. Or number 5, you can't tell how long it takes to do things. And there again, this is all the results of a lot of trauma in our lives, a lot of stress, and we're just not functioning in time very well. So this is something, think about. Are these your symptoms? Are you dealing with these? And look for ways of dealing with it. Look for ways of, or someone you can talk to, a counselor, or a therapist, your preacher. On and on it goes. There's plenty of people willing to help you work through your CPTSD. Not everybody knows about complex CPTSD. They know PTSD for sure because of all the military people struggling with that. But not everybody understands complex PTSD because this is something that begins in infancy more often than not and runs all the way to adulthood. So these traumas are stacked one upon another, and they really do affect our comprehension of things around us and how we see the world and how we function in it. So I would recommend, either praying about it, reaching out to somebody who can help you. Maybe find a 12-step group like Celebrate Recovery, help you work through all these different facets of complex PTSD. Now that's my go-to, as I currently going to 2 different Celebrate Recoveries a week. One on Tuesday, which is here at our church building, and one on Thursday, which is at a church building over in Dixon, Illinois. Just so that I'm getting the support that I need as I go through all these things. So that may be something for you as well, something to consider. Well, that's what I wanted to share in episode 14 today, and I hope this video finds you well in learning and growing, and I encourage you to come back whenever you can. Lord willing, I will post a video every week, usually Friday, at some point Friday, and share some of the things that I'm learning about and what I'm looking into to help myself improve. So take care, have a wonderful weekend, and enjoy all the blessings in your life.